Qué tal amigos? Bienvenidos otra vez a este nuevo video llamado Invitados Especiales en mi canal de Club Chapín. Yo soy el Club Chapín y hoy nos vamos hacia Estados Unidos, a la MLS, a ese nuevo rumbo donde está ahorita Lionel Messi, que está creciendo mucho en Estados Unidos. Y hoy tenemos a Max, solo para darles este entendimiento que entrevista va a ser en inglés, porque nuestro querido Max no sabe mucho del idioma, entonces no podemos captar a él. Así que Max is I really appreciate that here right now in this interview. As I told you right now, this is a segment called Special Guests. And basically, you are this one of my special guests that is very involved in soccer. Most people call football, but for you, it's going to be soccer, so we can adapt to you. So, how you doing, Max?
Good, good. I'm just living it up, coaching a lot of soccer. I get to play tonight, so super involved in the soccer world and excited to get to know you today. So
really, really good. So tonight you play right now. You play in the league. You play in the professional league, Max.
no, so I play in what's kind of obvious here in the United States. A lot of guys go off to play in university, so I did that for a bit, and then school wasn't for me, so I can't kind of came back early, and I've started coaching a lot.
Okay,
So I
good.
at the youth level. I've coached at one of the most prestigious clubs here on the west coast of the United States, and then I decided to move back more to my home community and coach some lower level rec stuff as well as all of the school teams in my school district. So I live quite rurally, where I had to drive a long way to go coach at this
Mhm.
prestigious club, and the drive was just a bit much for me. So I decided that I wanted to keep it local and impact my community. So now I coach in my community, and then I
Okay.
go play in one of the bottom division, uh, kind of off season college semi pro leagues.
Mhm.
From Washington State, so up here in the Pacific Northwest. Fortunately, the weather has gotten much better. Usually, it's quite rainy here, but
Yeah.
I've still been keeping busy and keeping my skills up.
That's very good. That's very good say. So you tell me now that well, in many ways, people are very involved in soccer. As I am an analyst, in my as a profession, I work in the agency of soccer football in Guatemala. But there's many people, both as a coach, as an analyst, as a second. I don't know, as many ways. You, Max, tell us what are you in soccer world? You tell me right now you're a coach, but there's other like profession that you do in soccer.
Say that last part one more time.
What are your like specific profession in the world of soccer? What are you?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously coaching, but I do like the data side of things as well. I would say that I prefer coaching the older ones, and
Mm-hmm.
specifically high school here in the United States is a short season, but it's 5 days a week, 6 days a week. So I really like to obsess over the little details of a season and say, how can I tactically manage this squad through an eight to 10 week season and
Mm-hmm.
maximize success, even though I may not have a big talent pool that season, or I simply just don't have very much time to
Mm-hmm.
create a cohesive squad. So obviously, based on my channel, Soccer Made Easy, that's very tactically oriented. Again, being out in rural Washington, my talent pool generally isn't very large. So really, drilling in whatever tactical setup that I think will best fit the players I have, really getting that buy-in. I'm super passionate, high energy. I'm not one to really sit back. I'm always in it, communicating, loud, demanding. Of course, always super positive. Um, I just love to see energy from the guys and gals just digging in, going for it. I like the underdog feeling, and unfortunately, sometimes I feel that we are the underdog a little bit too often. Of course, it feels good to go out and dominate and really compete, but I think our community has really risen up when it comes to beating the big dogs, which we did have a pretty cool win this season where we toppled the best team in the league in golden goal overtime, where you score, you win, and that was a pretty. I'll remember that for the rest of my life now. But again, also with obviously the tactical side of things with my channel and with the older ones, I also coach the younger ages. I've coached it anywhere from 4-year-olds all the way up to 18-year-olds now, and the kids, it's just about having fun. I mean, playing with them, showing them all sorts of skills.
Yeah.
Especially the little boys, they love the rainbow. Coach, show us how to do a rainbow. The girls more so, they want to play all sorts of different creative games. They'll make it up themselves. So it's a unique experience on both sides, and I just love it. I just love it. I mean, it doesn't even feel like a job to me, and I think that's the best place to be.
It's really amazing to hear all the experience and all the projects you have in the world of soccer. And now that you mentioned your channel, for the people that are watching right now, Max have a channel on the social media. It's called Soccer Made Easy. And for me, is the best channel to know the tactical movements of from the teams that play in a match. Because Max, I really learn from those videos from you. It's really amazing how do you explain by movements or the teams how they play the tactical offense or defense or their strategy. But let's start with the channel, Soccer Made Easy. How it started, because it's really amazing your all the videos that you do.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the praise. I really started on doing it with my high school team, simply creating the videos for the players. And then I thought, I think a lot more people could utilize this information. So I started with a YouTube channel, making more sort of long form content that realistically to me, I find the most valuable. It's learning for me as well, right? Obviously, I got to research the team specifically and really got to dial into all the details of all the formations. What I started with was, and what is my long form content on YouTube, is essentially overlaying every single formation there is. So 4-4-2 versus 4-4-3, 4-4-2 versus 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, 4-1-2-1-2, and on. Almost every single combination you can think of, because as a coach on the sideline, being able to react to the opposition or changes in tactics, I want to be able to identify those changes as quickly as possible and not get scored on because the other team made a tactical change and I wasn't able to figure out how to deal with it for 5 minutes and they managed to score because of it. So again, I started simply presenting that information to my high school players and then put that onto YouTube, where in the long form content, it didn't really work very well. People didn't seem very interested. So of course, went to TikTok, lots of views there. People, I don't know how many billion users are on TikTok now.
I can see it right now. There's 10 million followers and around 500 million likes. I mean, it's really amazing. What have you done with this with channel? Because as I told you, I don't know how you really do it, because it's the best way, and for only people that are watching, is the best explanation that you can have for any team that make the movements, tactical movements of any match, or how the coach, example, there's right here, like Luis Enrique in Barcelona, 14-15, how they play, how they do the tactical defense and offense. I mean, this is really one of the best channels that I love to see it, because it really explains everything. For me, because I'm an analyst, it helps me to understand and to learn more. And it's all because of you, Max. I have to say this, congratulations, because this is really good channel. This is really good channel.
Thank you. I'm glad you've come to use it, because I think it's something that a lot of coaches and players neglect at times. I think it's much less entertaining, of course, than highlights of Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, but of course still provides value to some. And it's only 10,000 followers, maybe 10 million one day. That would be lovely, but only 10,000.
Sorry,
but yeah, 10 million would be crazy. I'd love it. But yeah, I intend to keep working towards it. I also have Instagram, Facebook. Those are mainly just to funnel more views towards TikTok. I find TikTok easiest to navigate, as well as, like I said previously, it seems that there's simply a lot of users on TikTok. But yeah, I mean, the tactical side of the game I find really interesting. Like I say, a lot of people don't, but I'm glad you've been able to utilize it, and I hope lots of other people get to utilize it with their teams. And really specifically, I think with teams that struggle, like a lot of the teams that I've coached. I know 3 years ago I started with this high school, my local high school team, and our first season I think we won 2 games and lost 12. I think we got scored on 7 or 8 times in at least 5 of our games. So we were getting wrecked, just to be straight. And after really getting into the tactical system, the following season we got second in the league. We went for the first time it was our best finish in 21 years. And I actually did a statistical analysis of the history of our team going back from the year 2000 to about 2020. And the odds of us winning 5 games in a row was 1 in 496,000.
Wow.
So that shows you how poor, not only the first season I started, but just the whole history of our high school. And simply implementing basic defensive tactical structure and put some energy into the guys, we were able to turn it around, defend, play on the counter, and win some really, really fun games to watch for sure. I think playing in a fun way is also important. Not all just, I'm not sure how you feel about it, but of course, Pep Guardiola back and forth. Lose a little bit of fire at times. I like a little bit of, let's sit back, let's hit him on the counter and, get some back and forth. Let's open up the game a little bit.
Yeah. And it's really amazing how you connect this content that you have on your channel and how you do it on your community, with your team, with your leagues, with your people, to pushing them, to learn them, to make them better. I mean, this is not I have this and then I have this and they're separate. No, you are able to connect them. I know that it's gonna be a process to make it better through the time, but you're already there. You're already there doing it. So this is already a great thing for you, Max. You're already there doing it, and somebody I can help from other people that are here in your state or other states in the United States that they can see you as an example of how they can make the teams on their communities or wherever they are involved in football. I mean, this is a really good sample for them.
Yeah, thank you. I really hope that the people, especially like say people in their communities who maybe don't have as much experience, you can use this content and really build up their teams. Because like I say, if you don't have a basic defensive structure, you're just going to get ripped apart. But just taking that step and learning those principles, you already elevate your team miles and miles. And I tell you, none of my teams have ever been. This year we took second place in the league as well, and in no way were we second place if you looked at the quality of my players. If you went player for player, looked at their technical ability, how can they strike the ball, how can they dribble, we're probably more like 5th or 6th place in the league. But because they're disciplined, they're fit, they're all bought into the system, you really can get a long way with just simple defensive tactics. And also belief. I think my favorite line is that you can always understand that it's likely you're going to lose. You can know. You can say, hey, going into this game, we're playing a really good team. We're the underdogs. Odds are saying we're probably not going to win here, but never lose the belief that you might win. Right? The odds aren't you aren't gonna win, but there's still that little sliver of you might. I think people need to hold on to that more. A lot of people going, whatever. It's just, it is what it is. That's when the best moments come, guys. That's the greatest games. That's how you get on the greatest comebacks of all time on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You look at Man City, Real Madrid a couple years ago. Madrid had a 1% chance of qualifying. I believe that was to the Champions League final. That was the semifinal, or
it was the semifinal against Manchester City. It was, I remember that.
I mean, exactly. Everybody remembers it because it was such an moment where they didn't lose belief. They kept going. They kept going. And of course, they got 2 goals because of it, and then won the Champions League final. I mean, what a crazy instance. So I like I say, instill belief in the guys. Whatever tactics you have, if you don't have people who are bought players who are bought in, have the energy, want to win, then I mean, you're have a good time, I guess, and not win very many trophies. But I've yet to win any high school trophies yet. So I really that would be it's probably a 10-year goal, 10-year goal to get to the state championships in Washington State.
Okay, it's really nice, really amazing to tell them all the realistic situations they are right now, but you're there telling that even though the odds is not quite well, there is still a little bit chance to make it, and this is really good, really good. Right now, Max, you had your community, you have your channel, but what are like your goals for the next, like, year, months? What are like your expectations for right now? What are your expectations for the future?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm really it's obviously the whole having goals conversation to me is an interesting kind of philosophical argument because
Yeah.
right, we all have goals. Yeah, we all want to do things in life, whether that's in our job and at home, playing sport, right? Whatever we do. And I think really we need to focus more on what we're doing
Mm-hmm.
to achieve those goals because you don't the line is I forget who said it, but we don't rise to the level of our goals,
Mm-hmm.
we fall to the level of our habits. So you can have all these great goals, but if you don't have the systems and habits in place, you're never gonna get there. So really, I think I'm more so focusing on my systems at the moment. Where really, I've only had the channel for I think we're coming up on 2 weeks now
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok. I've had it for a while on YouTube now, but really being consistent for 2 weeks now. And I'm just trying to produce quality content that people enjoy and people are going to learn from, and hopefully, of course, that may result in some online income or consulting and more instances like this. I love talking to other people who have a passion for soccer or football. I don't know. I'm split. I don't know if I should call it football or soccer because uh maybe when the day the United States beats England, it'll be called soccer. I'll call it soccer for that
Wow.
day.
Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see that because I think that the United States is the only country that sport is called soccer, but all the countries called football. I I sometimes I kind of like use that why I call soccer, why I call soccer. I don't know, but
Right.
yeah, but it's interesting that you're saying right now that to able to reach your goals, first you need to you need to see before your habits and your system. I mean this is really good because even though you want to accomplish goals, you need to see where you are right now and see if you have the system and if the habits that you have right now are able to reach your goal that you want to accomplish. So really nice recommendation, Max. Really nice. For all the people, please listen to Max. I think that he has had the best recommendations for all the people in the United States. That always, yeah, people have goals, but first you need to see your system and your habits to be able to reach them. Okay, so Max, even though this is even though you are right, you tell me all your steps to reach the goals. What are for you the best recommendations for people that are mostly in the United States? Because I think United States soccer is not like the most popular sport because you have football, baseball, and basket. But right now it's gonna be the Copa America in United States, then the World Cup clubs in the United States, and then the World Cup in the United States, which is gonna be very involved football. It's gonna be very involved football that gonna be very excited that you are the host, one of the hosts in the World Cup, but then the other tournaments, you're going to be the host. For you, Max, what's going to be the recommendations for those people that are right now in the United States that want to involve in this World Soccer?
So players and coaches?
Anyone.
Anyway, yeah, I think really it's just when you step into a stadium, and really I've actually probably only been to 5 big games. In fact, I did actually get to go see Lionel Messi in the 2016 Copa America when Argentina played Bolivia in the big city in Washington State. And I think the environment of a football stadium is absolutely unmatched. I mean, it's more than just a game. I mean, that we call it the beautiful game for a reason. And whether or not you've played, whether you want to coach, whether maybe if your kid just needs a coach for their little rec team or just wants to go and play, I think it's just the best game in the world. And it's so hard to explain. I think it'd be hard for you to explain as well, the emotion that we have surrounding this game. And whether it's on the TV or going to a stadium, I mean, I think everyone should watch the game. I mean, it's just so beautiful to see all these top professionals, men and women, who work so hard to entertain us and give us just such amazing environment to be in. But players, like you say, in the United States, it's not as popular. The quality we have isn't quite as high, especially once our players get to the age of 18, because the United States is quite a rich country where we've got lots of opportunities. We have high quality coaches, especially we've got a lot of coaches coming from Europe. I actually played under 2 Premier League players. In the youth system, I played against a professional MLS coach who is one in the youth as well. And so I had really good opportunities, but come the age of 18, going off to university, it's really difficult to be a very good player and a very good student at the same time. Because the other day, I think the Philadelphia Union from the MLS, their youth academy beat Real Madrid's youth academy. And that's great for American soccer. That shows we're improving. We're competing on the European level. But then everybody goes to college, and we just kind of, our improvement isn't nearly as much as all these kids in Europe and South America, Central America, who, give it another 4 years until they're 22, 23 to try and make it pro, and they just get so much better. And that's what I'm playing in right now. This kind of off-season college semi-pro is a great opportunity for young players to keep playing all year round, especially young players to get to play with adults. That's a huge benefit. In Europe, it's simply if you're good enough, you move up. There's no, you're not old enough. Liability insurance. In Europe, they're not worried about people suing each other. Here in America, everybody's like, I'm going to sue you. And that's a huge problem that I think limits the success of players. It's simply going out and playing. As a little kid, playing as much as possible, kicking it against the wall, finding a community where you can play all the time. Indoor soccer, futsal, that's a great opportunity. You look at Neymar is a great example of a player who built his skill from playing in tight spaces, playing on a flat surface. Messi in the streets of Argentina. That's a huge benefit for players to just get out there, play as much as possible. It's like coaching. I mean, there's to a given extent, there's no secret sauce. There's no magic formula. In the end, if you're only of a given quality player, you're only going to be able to do so much. And however much tactical things I tell you or give my team, I'm going to be limited by the level of players that I have. And that's built from the ages of 4 to 14. If you're coming into a team and you're only 14 years old, you're going to have to be really fit, be really organized, but it's not going to be as enjoyable because you're not going to be able to be as creative of a player and play in a variety of formations. So just getting those kids out, playing as much as possible. I know I hate to say the words kids these days, right? I mean, they're just inside on their phones, doing other things.
Yeah.
And play. It is so fun to be out with your friends and just have a kick about. It doesn't need to be serious, doesn't need to be intense. I mean, I know kids in Rio, on the beaches of Rio, are just playing on the beach all day, juggling, and their touch is better than mine. So they're obviously doing something right. So
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great recommendation. They say play as much as you can football because Pep Guardiola say they asked him one time, what is the best way to learn this game football? And he always say, just need to play it. That's it.
yep,
That's it. You need
yeah,
to study. You need to, I don't know, have game modes. No, you just need to play the game. That's it.
yep,
That's the way you need. Just the way you need to improve it. So I think that is the better recommendation that you can give us, Max, and from all the Americans watching right now. Play as much as you want, as you can, as and also as you wanted. Soccer, because it's for me is the best sport ever made it in the world. I mean, I know you have basket, I know you have base, I know you have American football, but soccer is just another level, another level. So last but not least, last but not least, where can people find your social media? Where are you right now on social media so they can find you, look up your channel, see your videos, where I can find you in social media?
yeah. So my main spot is TikTok, Soccer Made Easy, Instagram, Soccer Made Easy, Facebook, Soccer Made Easy, YouTube, Soccer Made Easy. So all the major platforms. DMs are open. I love talking the game of soccer. With any help that anyone needs, I'm totally for it. I just love the game, and I want to help as many people be successful in the game as possible. And going back quickly to what you said about playing a bunch, I ran the numbers on what playing you really would do if you played almost every day. And I give this perspective to my high school players, and I just want to put real numbers on this, right? What is playing all the time? If you play high school soccer here in the United States, you
Mm-hmm.
play for about 3 months. You play
Okay.
for about 50 training sessions, 2.5 months, 50 training sessions. So over 4 years, our high school system is 4 years. You're going to play 200 days. If you compare yourself to somebody who plays 6 days a week, they take a rest day, they do that all year round. They hold themselves to a super high standard. They're going to play 1,200 days in 4 years. They're going to get 6 times more training than you are. So when I hear my players complaining about their performances or why they're not playing, what do you expect? You've played 100 days. This person's at 800 days. Like you say, you just got to go out and play, guys. There's no simple thing. So again, I just encourage people, go out, play the beautiful game. It's just a wonderful thing.
Amazing. I mean, yeah, because even though here in Guatemala is we seem people kids outside on the streets playing football, because I mean this is the best way to learn to learn how to play the game. In Guatemala we call it chamusca, so you can know it. How it's called when we want to like make a exhibit game in the street, we call it chamusca. So this is how we do it. But basically, that's it. So you just need to play it and to learn basically at the game, because it's Pep's Guardiola's words. You just need to play it. Okay.
Yep.
So basically, Max, I really appreciate this interview meeting. I really love it. And for all the Americans you see it, please go ahead, follow Max on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Soccer Made Easy. It's amazing his videos on his channel. And Max, really appreciate. Nice to meet you, my friend. I hope you have a
Yep.
great day in America, and I hope we can enjoy soccer, football, wherever you wanted to call it, for the rest of the days. Okay, so Max, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man.
Yep. I thank you. I hope to stay in touch.
Hope so. Okay. See you guys.